Your CPU cooler doesn't do the job anymore? Let's find out if the Arctic Alpine 64 is the right replacement. The AMD stock cooler has a 92mm PWM fan on top, and the heatsink is all aluminum, so the fins are placed around the all aluminum core, so sadly we don't have any copper here, just like with the new Intel stock coolers. Meanwhile, the Arctic Alpine 64 Pro with a 92mm shock-free mounted PWM fan is theoretically quieter. Removing the CPU cooler's fan is quite a bit simpler. You just push back this flap and you're good. Also, I prefer how this CPU cooler mounts into the socket. This is our test system, an office PC. I use this system because people looking for this cooler will most likely not have a beastly machine or high cooler clearance. FYI, this system runs an AMD A8 5500 and I used about an equal amount of MX4 thermal paste for both CPU coolers. And to remove airflow from the equation, I just disconnected the fan. But in addition to that, it also doubles as a simulation for a more cramped case. First of all, the sound part. I tried measuring with my phone, but either way I tried it, it just gave me 24 decibels. So let's get right into the thermals. And there are some noticeable differences. To be sure, I didn't run tests more than once, but I still got a general idea of thermals. I did run CPU-Z's stress test for about 10 minutes, and afterwards I did run a benchmark run. And I used the thermals of the benchmark run, and here we see a 9-degree difference. The stock cooler runs about 9 degrees hotter than the Arctic cooler in this scenario, and that shows in the benchmark's results. The Arctic cooler is yielding better results than a stock cooler, and to be looking closer at the CPU-Z page, we get a full boost clock on all 4 cores when running the Arctic cooler. So in conclusion, if your system is somewhat old and already dusty and it runs hotter than it did day 1, buying this cooler might be cheaper than buying a can of dust spray and some thermal paste off of Amazon and IMO. Installing this cooler is just much easier than the AMD stock mount. But if you'd want to do anything else than that, buying something like an MTech A30 or a cheap LC Power Cosmo or a Hyper 212 Evo, which while writing this script was just $15 on Newegg, might be money much better spent.